there, it's Laura here from Get Organized HQ, and I have recently organized what I call our craft closet. It's kind of the kids' playroom slash craft room, and I'm totally in love with how it turned out. It's so functional for us and it's working really well. What I want to show you is how I organized this so you could do something similar, and I'm also going to show you a completely different way to organize it on a budget. So this is going to be really fun. So the primary thing that I have used to organize this space are the multi-purpose bins. I've talked about these all the time. They're my favorite bin and they're so versatile. This one is a medium size, and then I took each bin and right here on the handle, I labeled it with this label. I got these on Amazon. They're very, very affordable. They're actually dry erase, so you could do that if you wanted, but I used vinyl with my Cricut Joy and labeled these. When I use the dry erase marker, first of all, my handwriting is not nearly as neat as the Cricut Joy vinyl is, and they came off. So we just have all different sorts of things in here. I used all the different sizes. So this is the medium. This is the small size. So I used several of those to hold like books, papers, things like that. And then here, like the Hungry Hippo game, for example, is here in the large size. And way down the bottom, I have a couple of the extra large that I've used. Then on this level, we have these acrylic bins. I will link to these down below. Got these on Amazon. I love how the exact same label fits on here. And everything has a handle, so it's super easy to just pull out. I made sure that the things down low are the things that my kids access all the time so they can get to them. And then up here, I just kind of put our puzzles and things like books. Didn't need to put them in any other kind of container, just kept it really simple. And that's basically all there is to it. So I absolutely love this setup and it's working well for us. I would say the biggest con is obviously that it costs a decent amount of money to buy all these different multi-purpose bins, even though compared to other types of bins, these multi-purpose are a little bit more affordable, but it still adds up quickly. These acrylic ones are a little bit more expensive. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all this out and I'm going to reorganize this space using bins that cost just $1 or $2 and show you what that's like if you're looking for a budget-friendly solution. So this is everything that came out of the closet. The closet's now completely empty, and I'm actually shocked to see how much stuff we fit in the closet without it feeling too full. And I think a lot of that is because we really maximize the vertical space with the multi-purpose bins. We have completely reorganized this closet. It has the exact same things and everything fit back in, but this time we were using only items that cost $1 from either the Dollar Tree or Walmart. So we saved a ton of money on this configuration versus the other configuration. And you know, everything fit in fairly well. There are some pros and cons to this particular arrangement. The first thing I want to point out is in some cases we simply didn't use a bin at all. So like the paper was in a large, extra large multi-purpose bin. Now it's just straight up here. Same with like this little kinetic sand thing. It's just straight on the shelves. That was necessary both in terms of space and because when I was searching for bins, I could not find any really large ones that were $1 less, and I think that's just because literally they take a lot more material to make, so those are not going to be as easy to find. Next, here we have used these Sterlite bins. They're kind of designed for shoes. You'll notice we put them too deep here to really maximize this space. I don't love putting things too deep, but when we tried to arrange them this way, they wouldn't fit, and we definitely needed all of this space. Next, you'll notice that I used quite a few of these orange colored bins from the Dollar Tree, And while they work pretty well for holding papers and workbooks and things, they're really a very close dupe for this skinny bin. They can hold most of what the skinny bin can hold. However, I do want to point out a couple things. I don't think they look quite as neat and tidy for the reason that they don't hide quite as much as this does, so more of it sticks out, and also there's quite a bit of a lip on the edge, so I cannot fit quite as many in here as I can of this, and they're a little bit harder. Like for us here, we like to grab the handles and take it and go work at the table over there, and these are just a little bit harder. Still, you can do it, but just a little bit harder to do that with. In several cases, we use these handled bins from the Dollar Tree, and I actually really like these because they're open-topped. You can just grab them by the handle. They're easy to get out. They don't maximize space quite as much as the multi-purpose because they are more shallow. They're not as tall, and so you can't kind of make things go up quite as high. Another difference that I want to point out is that in some cases, we took what was in like a medium or a large multi-purpose bin, and we had to break it up into 2 bins because it just would not fit in one. So that could be considered less than ideal if, for example, the kinetic sand, I had to put the actual sand in one bin, and then I had to have another bin for the accessories, so we'd have to get out 2 things when we're ready to use it. Then we also used several of these canvas bins here. This has the sewing stuff in it. These are big, easy to dump things in. Again, they're not going to quite maximize as much space because of how wide they are, and they're pretty flimsy. So if you had a lot of weight in them, it would be a little hard to carry them around. Now, to be completely fair and transparent, in the last version of the shelf, I did have 4 small, empty multi-purpose bins, so I had a little bit more room to grow. And here, I really don't know where I could possibly fit anything else. From top to bottom, it is completely full. Also, at the very bottom, this was previously on a shelf, and I had to kind of scoot it under the very bottom shelf. One thing I really love about this one is, since they're so budget friendly and my kids are using them all the time, I don't have to worry about if something gets broken or damaged. It's not going to stress me out. Versus, like, for example, when I had the Play-Doh in one of those $17 acrylic bins, it would stress me out a little bit more if one of them got broken or damaged. These Sterlite bins have lids, unlike the multi-purpose bins, and that could be seen as a pro or a con. The downside of that is it's harder to just toss something in, but no dust is going to get in. It's going to be completely self-contained, so that can be nice as well. One thing I want to point out about the items that I got from the Dollar Tree. Shopping at the Dollar Tree can be a little bit tricky. They tend to not always have things in stock and not have large quantities in stock. So what I did, because I knew I needed to make this video, was I ordered packs of like, for example, these canvas bins. I think I ordered like 16 or 24 of them. And when you order online at the Dollar Tree, which you can do, and that's very handy, you have to order it in the predetermined quantities that they have for you. So that can be a little bit annoying. Like, what if you only need 8, but you're forced to order 24? Alternatively, you could go to the store and try to find them, but a lot of times you're going to end up going from store to store to store to store to find everything that you need. I also did a pickup, and that's not quite as smooth in my experience as some other stores where I go to pick up. Took them a little bit longer. They had to find the items, but it does save a lot of money, so in my opinion, it is worth it. One other thing I want to point out about these, I don't know if it's just me, although Tasha has been here helping me all day, and we both noticed as we were working on this project, we're like, what's that smell? Is there something funny in the closet? And we realized it wasn't there until we started unpackaging these and putting them in. So I think these orange things, and especially these these canvas bins, they have a really, I'm going to call it funny smell. It doesn't smell like something's gone rotten. It's kind of chemically and even a little worse than that. I'm thinking that over time it would dissipate, but I thought I would mention it because it is strong enough that both Tasha and I independently noticed it, and we can't forget about it. So I'm hoping that over time that would just kind of dissipate and go away. Now, the real question we're probably all wondering is, if you go with this configuration, which in my opinion is slightly less ideal, but still very organized, still very nice, how much money do you save? And the answer is you actually save almost $300. So all of the bins you see here cost $38. The other configuration, they were around $330. So the savings is quite a bit when you use these Dollar Tree bins. So I hope this has given you some ideas on how you might be able to organize your own spaces. And if you like this video, I'm pretty sure that you would love my video on Save versus Splurge on Container Store products and their counterparts at the Dollar Tree. So go ahead and click the link to watch that video.